righty. And that's live.
Y'all want to know why men in the
That's
South
live.
care about women? I can sum it up for y'all.
That's live. And we are about to go live over here. And there we go. There we go. All right. So live. And here's Johnny. Here we go. All right. Wait. We want to do this and we want to do that and we want to do this. And we are almost ready to go. Almost. There it is. And my glasses are right here. Pen is right there. We are good to go. All righty then. Did you ever feel, just curious, ever feel like the weekend just was not long enough? Holy cow. I wanted a few more days. Anyway, woost. Lovely name. Jojo, Mac, Jenny Love, what's going on? Charles. All right, who do we have over here? Ooh, look at all these people over here. All right, so who do we got? We got Paul. We got Richard. We got Tana. Royal G. Josh. Wally. What's that? Wall-eye. Is that Wally guy or Wall-eye guy? I don't know. Monique. Good evening. Armando. Que pasa? Carl. Lift. Ria. Michael. Jessica. Hi. Miko Mall. Good evening. Painter. What's going on? Jeff. Good evening. Barry. Good evening. Mike. Jonathan. Jenny. Jojo. Mac. All right, Burnzo, good evening. CL Kramer, Michael Butler, John, what's going on? Hey, good evening. Joe Wiggins, good evening. Courtney, good evening. Sigma, good evening. William, DJ, acknowledge me. All right, DJ, here you go. From Alexis, Memphis, Tennessee. Cool beans. Christina, good evening. Runner, what's happening? Anthony wants to take a look at PSN. Oh, PSN. Okay, I don't know who's saying this, Dr. Fauci. Big Fish, Dr. Fauci 03. I have no idea what that means. Spencer, what's happening? Barry, Steve, good evening, everyone. All righty, so. Hold on. Anthony wants to take a look at PSN. So we'll take a look at PSN first thing. Wendy, good evening. Mux Capital. Hello. Levi. Good evening. Joseph, Livin, Jeff. All right. So all that being said, first on the list, Anthony was first with PSN. Now I'm going to let you know right now, I have no idea what PSN is. PSN. Parsons Corp Deli. Really? You want us to take a look at a deli? All right, so who was that one? Anthony. Okay, so Anthony, I'm going to cut you a little bit slack because you're new here and you don't know. And I'm supposed to be making a banner that goes right up here. Okay? Basically, what it's going to say, Anthony, is 2 decades of increased profitability. Now, I don't expect you to know that right off the top of your head, but I do expect you to know weekly options only. This PSN, 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. Dude, those are all months of the year. That's a big fat no. Big Fish, Dr. Fauci, I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay. Momo, William, Floorman, Car Lady, what's good afternoon? Allie, Peterson, CJ, Ant Art Farm, Okie Girl. Ooh. You know who? I have no idea, so no, I don't know who. That's weird. All right, Levi, good evening. Tushar, good evening. Fatima, good evening. Angelito, good evening. You're new here, of course. Post, good evening. Buy high, sell low, everyone. Woohoo, gotta love that one. What's your best dividend recommendation? I don't make recommendations. I just take a look at what you want me to take a look at, and we go from there. Brand Boost, good evening. Marshmallow, Rich, good evening. Kurt, Eddie, American Patriot, Will, good evening. Bitcoin will outperform everything. I don't think so, Eddie, but thank you for your opportunity to speak up. Hi, is this BTMM? I have no idea what that means. Seb does stuff. Do you know the Muffin Man? Yes, I do. He lives 3 doors over on Derby Lane. Let's look at some of them. Canadian banks. I hear they're stocking hard. Yeah, sorry, I don't do Canadian stuff. It's all U.S. stuff, okay? Xanadu. Why are the markets crashing? Don't know. Crazy. All right, David, beat the market maker. Oh, beat the market maker strategy. Yeah, that's an easy one. All right, Rich. Bruner, good evening, good evening. Alex wants to take a look at American Airlines. Okay, head honcho is CRWV. Now, head honcho, to be 100% honest with you, I have no idea who CRWV is. CRWV. CoreWeave. CoreWeave 147. Now, let me quickly tell you, CoreWeave head. Okay, check it out. Here's the bottom here in mid-April. Shoots up, hits the top 2 weeks ago. Now it's coming down. It's going to be a big fat no. Which stocks are we looking at this week? DG, we're going to take a look at that. Big brain, ENB, been a great year so far with big dividend. Cool beans. Well, let's take a look at ENB. Thoughts on KTOS? KTOS. Kratos Defense. Okay, so again, another one. I don't do monthly options. Absolutely no. I don't even care what the stock looks like. I don't care what they're doing. Sorry, when in doubt. Okay, okay, interesting. Good morning. Good evening. Darjam, Apple share long price holding 300 stock. Okay, how is Dogecoin hold? I don't do coins. Sorry. Don't do coins. Ellen Meadow, how are you today? Okay, Alex, American Airlines, AAL. Let's take a gander. Interesting. Let's take a gander. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at the momentum. Down, up, down, up. Now it's going down. Unfortunately, American Airlines is going to be a no. Now, don't get me wrong. If it looks okay, it looks okay. But look at this. Okay? She shoots up, goes sideways. Now she drops. Okay, so let's keep our eye on it. See what it does in the next couple of days. Is it going to find a bottom, then turn around? At that time, I'll take a look at it. Ooh, is that Sean? Circle, CRCL. Why am I saying this? Yeah, hell no. Okay, is that Stan? Stan, pay close attention. You ready, Stan? 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. Those are months of the year, brother. I don't do monthly options. Weekly options only. Got it? All righty. I got to get a sign that says weekly options only. ULTY has been good to me, but keep an eye on it. ULTY. Hell no. Sorry. I don't do, didn't I just say I don't do monthly like 4 times? 4 times. I said I don't do monthly options. The funny thing is, when people ask me to take a look at a stock, I say, okay, fine, no problem. I got 2 criteria and only 2. Only 2. Number 1, consistency of profitability. I don't expect you to know at the top of your head, but I do expect you to know weekly options. Either it has weekly options or it doesn't. Say yes or no. So if you don't know if the company has weekly options or not, well, don't be asking me about it. You should know what you're thinking about putting money into. I mean, think about it. It's your money. You should have a good idea of where you're putting your money. So if you don't know that this stock has monthly options only, well, why are you asking me? Vail, same thing. Vail, monthly options. VALE. Okay? Oh, wait a shit. Hold it. I thought Vail was monthly, but apparently I'm wrong. Hold on a second. Cobra, Coach JV, what's happening? Donnie DeSalvo, cool beans. SH wants to take a look at Dow. SH will take a look at the bill in a minute. I love when you say hell no. All right, Luigi. All right. Time to buy VOO, never sell, buy and buy more next week. AJ Alleyway. Holy shit. AJ Alleyway, I'm just dying to meet somebody like you tonight. Let's pick on AJ Alleyway. All right, so We're going to pick on you for a little bit, AJ. You ready? I hope you are. Because when I say never invest your money into something you don't understand or you don't know, why would you put your money in a company you don't know something about? So let's take a look at VOO and you explain to me why you think it is a good trade. So let's go over here. I got to move this over to here so we can all see it. Okay, so AJ Alleyway thinks VOO is a great place to dump all his money and then keep buying more and more and more. Is that right, AJ? Well, let's take a look. Here we go. Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO, $548 per share. $548 per share. AJ, let's pick on you for a bit, brother. You ready? Number one, I like companies that are consistently profitable. Well, this is an ETF, electronically traded funds. Basically, you're giving your money to the Terminator, say, hey, do something with this. Think about it. You're giving your money to a computer to do this for you. So let me show you what VOO is actually giving you. First thing I want to do, this is Yahoo Finance. In Yahoo Finance, you find out all the financial information about a stock you might be interested in. But apparently, AJ thinks this is good. So let's take a good look and see how right Mr. AJ is. Over on our left-hand side, we have summary, news, chart, community, historical data. Let's take a look at historical data because I want to see how wonderful VOO is over the last 2 decades. I say 2 decades, that's 20 years, 2 and a 0. So is VOO consistently profitable for the last 20 years? Well, let's find out. Okay, well, here, this is what's called the data stream, if you didn't know. The dates, okay? June 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 6th, 5th, 4th. Every single day that this stock is traded. The high of the day, the low of the day, the opening, the close of the day, and the adjusted close, and then the volume. So you have the open, high, low, close. That's all the numbers you need. However, I want to look at the dividends only because the dividend is going to be the portion of the profits the company gives back to the investor. So, okay, look, dividends only, and this is a time frame. Well, I want to look at every single dividend this company's paid out for the last 20 years. Last 20 years. Maximum. Well, we have one problem already. Okay? This thing only started paying out dividends in 2010. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but 2010 to 2025 is only 15 years. Not quite 20 years, 2 decades. Not quite. So it doesn't make it. But let's say we cut it some slack. All right, so we're going to go against our rules. Let's bend the rules a little bit to see if this is profitable, as DJ says. Is it DJ or AJ? AJ. Okay, so let's check it out. Very first dividend VOO paid out is 55 cents a share. Well, that's not that bad, right? Let's see the second one. 52. Wait a second. Hold on. Does that say 52? If the first one is 55, why is the second one 52? Aren't they supposed to be making more money? Not less? Because the dividend is a portion of the profits the company pays you. So if the dividend drops, well, that means the profits dropped. So, number one, it's only 15 years old. Doesn't make the 20-year mark. Number two, the second dividend is lower than the first. That's going backwards. All right, well, let's cut it up. Let's cut it some slack for the second time. So that's 2 strikes so far. Let's see if I hit a third. Okay, 55, 52, that's down. That's once. 53, that's up. 57, 58, 68, 57. Hold the phone, hold the phone. That's going backwards again. Okay? 58 to 68, great. That's more profits. But 68 to 57, no, that's going backwards. That's twice. All right, let's keep on looking. That's 2012. All right, where's 2012? Right there, 64. 68, 94, 67. That's 3 times it went backwards. 73, 78, 91, 77. There's 4, 80, 87, 98, 90. There's 5, 95, 1, a buck, 09, a buck. That's 6, 7, 8. Yeah, fuck this shit. Okay? Sorry for those of you with soft ears. Okay. So, AJ, I'm on 2016. From 2010 to 2016, this thing went down 8 times. Explain to me in a manner in which I'll understand, because I didn't go to college. I admit that. Sorry. Okay. But explain to me, because, I'm a little less uneducated. Okay. Is what it is. But seriously, explain to me, if the profits go down, how can you consider that a good company? Seriously, consistency of profitability should be 1, 2, 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, 24, 28, 31, 37, higher and higher and higher and higher. Not up, down, up, down, up, down. That's not consistent profitability, brother. That's going up, that's going down. You're going backwards. Hell no to VOO. But hold on a second. That's 3 strikes so far. That's 3. Let's see if it actually is worse. So let's go back to the summary and let's find out exactly what has this thing done over the past 1 year. Okay, so here's the thing, AJ. Now, what I'm doing here, right, every single night, I'm here every night except for Friday nights and Saturday nights. Wait a minute, no, except for Thursday night and Friday nights. No, Friday night, Saturday. Okay, so not Friday nights, not Saturday nights. So I'm here basically every other night, okay? I teach people or show people how to get 1% every week. I got to say that slow so it enunciates with you, because apparently you're having an issue. You think VOO is good. Well, hold on a second. Look at the yield for VOO for the year. 1.29. 1.29 for the year. Not the week, not the month, not the quarter, the year. 52 weeks and you're getting 1.29%. How the hell, in you good conscience, say that is a good investment? Seriously. Okay? When I say consistency of profitability, well, that means profitable, and then more profit, and then more profit, and then more profit. What is it about that you don't understand? Better yet, why the hell are you putting your money in here paying 1.29%? Look at the year-to-date daily total return. Year-to-date. That means from January 1st until Friday, the 13th of June. 2.66. 2.66. So explain to me, using small words, because, it might be challenging for you to be able to verbally convince me that this is a good investment. 1.29 for the year. That's the yield for the year. This year, it's already done 2.66. 2.66. We're in week number 23. Week number 23, is MOS a good investment? I see that you're saying about VOO, we want to be consistent. Absolutely. Anthony, we'll take a look at MOS in a little bit, Mosaic. Okay, just give me a minute. I haven't finished picking on EJ, VJ, whatever his name is. But think about it. If you're in week number 24 for the year, it's 24 weeks a year, okay? There's 52 weeks. We're in week number 24, okay? So this 1% a week jargon scenario, well, hypothetically, should be bare minimum of 24%. Bare minimum. And this thing's at 2.6. Oh, wait a minute. 2.66. Terribly sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm going to say VOO is a big fat no. Running Deegan, UNA. So take a look at that one. I love when you say hell no. All righty. So, Clarion, what's that? Wait a minute. CL Carillo. CL Carrillo wants to take a look at Mickey D's. Mickey D's. MCD, Mickey D's. Ooh, interesting. Now, anytime I look at a stock, I'm looking for 5 things. And I usually can spot them within 3 to 4 seconds. Let's see if you can do the same. You ready? I'm looking for 5 things. High. Low. Where was it? Where is it? And what's the motion? Up, down, up, down. Well, that's simple, right? It should take 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. All right, so Mickey D's. Current price at this moment in time is 301.91. So we like to do covered calls, and a covered call, basically I buy the stock, certain price, I sell it some for the exact same price, and I collect what's called a premium. Okay, if you don't understand that, don't worry, we will go into it a little bit deeper so you will be able to see it. So here we go. 302. The 302 is going for 249. Now, I don't know how good you are with your math right at the top of your head, but 1% of 302, or 302, is 302, $3.02. See what I did? Just move the decimal point over 2 places. So 1% of 302 is 302, $3.02. Same thing. ARR is a 17% dividend. I seriously doubt that, Mark. We'll take a look at it. Can you show us a good one? Absolutely. Innocent bystander. So sit tight. I answer all the questions. All right. Oh, I'm missing some. All right. One cool dude. It's a weekly. One cool dude. Okay, I got to back this up a little bit because I'm missing some of these questions. All right, I'm right there. Golden Law Group, back again. Ooh, he wants to take a look at Kroger. We'll take a look at it in a little bit. A couple of people before you, so sit tight. Carrillo Anthony is MOS. Good. Okay, hold on tight. Let's take a look at MOS. Mosaic. Wait a second. Yeah, MOS. Ooh, interesting. Take a look. Remember? 5 things. High, low, is. Look at the motion. Sideways, down, up. Okay, cool. 35.76 to 36 are going for 25 to 63. Okay, you might get that out of it. Might get 1%. All right, so let's take a better look. Thoughts on the S&P 500 this upcoming week? Xavier, I don't trade the S&P 500, so I don't pay attention to it. Terribly sorry. I'm very specific of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent way to earn 1% every single week. Now, I have a strategy called Dividend Capturing 2.0. I don't expect anyone to know what it is, but let me briefly explain it to you. I'm looking specifically at dividend stocks. If you got a pen and paper handy, I might be throwing out some valuable information you might want to jot down. Number 1, the only stocks I look at are those that are consistently profitable. Let me give you a detail who those are. You ready? Dividend Kings. 54 companies that have increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. Dividend Aristocrats, 67 companies that have increased their profitability for 25 years. The Dividend Champions, 150 companies that have consistently increased their dividends for 25 years. I know, sounds the same as the Aristocrats, but there are a few differences because they're not as picky as the Aristocrats. Okay? Dividend Contenders, 300 companies that have consistently increased their profitability for 10 to 24 years. And then just for the fun of it, don't know if they have dividends, don't really care, Warren Buffett's list. Because if it's good enough for Warren, good enough for me. Not telling you it's good enough for you guys. You guys got to figure out your own. I'm just showing you what I do. Number 1, I don't give tips. Number 2, I don't give recommendations. Number 3, I cannot give you any advice unless you drop off your phone number. I get to actually have a personal conversation with you. When I say a personal conversation, I mean I call you. Nobody on my team calls you because there is no one on my team. It's just me. This is just a hobby for me. I enjoy doing this. I've been doing it for the last 20 years. The only reason you're seeing me now because someone a couple of years ago was stupid enough to put a camera in front of me and say, hey, share what you know. People will love to hear it. Well, a lot of people love to hear it. So I keep doing it every night because I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy helping out other people. Okay, someone sent me a picture of their brand new Porsche they bought with this strategy. Huh, good for you. That's awesome. When I fly to that area, I want to borrow that sucker. You hear that, Rich? I want to borrow that beat. Anyway, when I come to Vegas, I want to borrow that Porsche. All right, let's keep on. Now, Pepsi, we've been looking at Pepsi. Who said that one? Melmatrix. Okay, Melmatrix. We've been keeping our eye on Pepsi for a while to see what it's been doing. Okay, because it's been floating around the bottom for quite a while, a couple of weeks as a matter of fact. And we want to see which direction it's going, because I want to find the bottom for Pepsi and then go from there. All right, so, sorry, I had to get my tea. All right, because all this talking and yelling is not good for my vocal cords. Ginger tea and honey. All right, let's keep on keeping on. All right, so Mosaic, we just looked at Mosaic. This here doesn't look that bad. I don't like this here because this much profit, I don't think that's enough. It goes from 22 to 38. That's more than a 50%. And this much of a pullback for a 50% increase, I don't think that's enough. I think this is going to come back a little bit more. What do I know? For me, it's a no for me this week. All right. Solicita. How are you? Sherry, good evening to you also. Nice to see you. All right, so Pepsi. Let's take a look at Pepsi. PEP. Now, like I said, we've been looking for the bottom on Pepsi for the past couple of weeks. So take a look at this right here. Okay? There's no clear-cut sign for the bottom. It's basically going sideways for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Oh, no, 5 weeks. Sorry, 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks just going sideways. Oh, where the hell is the bottom? It hasn't turned around, jumped up yet. So we're just going to sit and watch Pepsi until we say, you know what? Because look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. That could be it right there. I don't know. Could be. All right. Apex wants to take a look at Apple. Now, Apple is one stock that we picked last week. Now, every week we're going to pick 5 stocks. Well, I should say you guys are going to pick 5 stocks. You guys are going to give me stocks to take a look at. When I find 5 that actually fit, we'll write it down and we'll do it as a test subject for this week. So now we've been doing, this will be the 3rd week we've done it. Let me show you what stocks we picked up last week and what stocks we picked up the week before and see if they make sense to you. Because out of everything that you hear, see, whatever, I want you to ask yourself one question and only one. Does it make sense? That's it. All right, Alex asked an interesting question. Now, Alex, this is something you're going to have to face with regardless of what your stock does. Okay, I have 5 simple rules. Before we go over the 5 simple rules, let's do something just for the fun of it. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to finviz.com and find out how many new companies they added last week. Every week, the beginning of the week, we check and see how many companies did they add this week. So let's go check it out. Gonna need the glasses for that one. Here. Open up a new window. And Finviz, right there. Finviz, and one more. Finviz. All right, here we go. We're looking at one number and only one number. Close. Holy cow, there it is. Check it out. 10,119. So last week it was 10,066. The week before it was 10,000, I think it was 43. So at 10,043 3 weeks ago. Last week is 10,066. Well, this week it's 10,119 different companies we can choose from. So I check every single week so I can speak with some type of authority. So out of the 10,119 different companies, I only like about 300. That's it. About 300 meet my criteria. And I only have 2 criteria. It's not that difficult. Consistently profitable, because ask yourself, here's an interesting question, okay? Ask yourself this. Ask it out loud so you can actually hear you. Look in the mirror and ask this question. Why the hell are you investing in a company that's not profitable? See what kind of answer you come up with. Why would you invest in a company that's not consistently profitable? It's a weird question, isn't it? But you'll be surprised at some of the crap you people want me to take a look at. Now, don't get me wrong. You can invest in whatever you want because you guys all have a different goal than me. My goal is simple, and I tell it every single week. What am I looking for? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. When I say 1%, I mean 1% of my portfolio. If my portfolio has $100,000 in it, well, every single week I want $1,000. That's 1%. At the end of the year, that's $52,000, which is a little over 50%. Now, I don't know about you guys, but 1% a week works perfectly fine for me. All right. Now, if you don't know who I am, you can check the bio. Okay. Do a little bit of research. Check out my websites. Check out whatever you want to check out. You'll see that I've been on the line since the early 90s. Okay. I even have email from 1994 sitting in my Yahoo email address. It's weird. 1994. It's like, holy cow. Because see, I save stuff. People are always offering stuff. I save it. Come back a few years to see if they're still in business. Now, I've been doing this for a long time. You can go into YouTube and check out my videos. I got over 1,000 videos on YouTube, and they go all the way back into 2011. And I had one of those big, huge camcorders that was a freaking monster. But that's what we used. That was what we had. All right. A little strong on the lemon tonight. What do we have here? What we have here, Benjamin wants to take a look at Exxon Mobil, is a failure to communicate. All right, we don't need that. We don't need that. All right, we are going to need that. Exxon Mobil, you say. XOM. All right. 5 things. You ready? Here we go. High, low, was, is. Look at the direction. Up, down, up. Woo! No. And you know why? Don't get me wrong. I love Exxon Mobil. I do. Really do. I love Exxon Mobil. But what did I just see? I just saw this right here. Okay. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Okay. I don't know what would possess anybody to buy at a 30-day top. Went from 101 to 112. That is a 10% increase. Jumped up 10% in 2 weeks, and you want me to jump in? Why? It doesn't make sense to me. So no, I did not buy Exxon Mobil. Should have, but I didn't because everything didn't look right for me or I didn't have the money. Okay, see, most of my money is all invested by Monday. Most of my money is all invested by Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no matter how good of an offer it looks like, no matter how good of a deal it looks like, I pass it by because I'm not in that position. Okay? I'm looking for simplicity. I want to put all my eggs in the basket on Monday, and on Friday, I want to take it to the market, be done and over with. So let me clarify. Monday, I take a look at all the stocks that I like. Whichever one looks good for that week, I buy it first thing Monday morning. Because I sell stock options. I don't buy options. I sell them. Because 80% of all options expire worthless. So why would you buy them? Dat man, what's happening? So I don't buy options, I sell them. So to get the most bang for my buck, okay, I buy the stock first thing Monday morning. I sell somebody the rights to buy my stock. Let's take a look at Exxon Mobil for a second, okay? Now, I will buy it first thing in the morning at the price, the current price that's listed. It says 114. Fine, I'll buy it for that price first thing in the morning. Then I'll take a look at the 114 option price. Now, the interesting thing about the option price, if I buy first thing in the morning at 114, As soon as it fills, within a second or two, I can sell somebody the rights to buy it from me for the exact same price I just paid for it. Now, some of you are probably scratching your head saying, why would you buy something and sell it for the exact same price you just paid for it? That's a good question. Well, let me give you the answer. I'm not looking for the stock to go up. I'm not looking for the stock to go down. I'm not looking for the stock to go sideways. I really honestly don't care about the stock. What my concern is, number one, is the company consistently profitable? Great. What's their cash flow they're offering me? Let me explain. If I buy it at 114, I can sell somebody the rights to buy it from me 114. That is called a covered call. It's one of the only strategies you know what your profit is before you even do it. Because if you just buy the stock, well, now you got to wait for it to move, for the stock to move. Well, a covered call, I don't have to wait. Remember I said simple, safe, predictable? We're going to do a couple of trades tonight so you'll actually see it in action. Well, I know exactly how much I'm going to make before the stock even moves. Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency, predictability, safety, and profitability. Because my two concerns, I get two concerns. You ready? Consistency and profitability and preservation of my money, preservation of capital. Well, I'm 61, I'm retired, right? Now, normally, I don't qualify for any assistance whatsoever. I had my own manufacturing company, so I don't have a company paying me a pension. Unless it's the pension I created, which I didn't create a pension. That was like 30 years ago, didn't do that. So I'm too young for Social Security. So anything I have coming in comes from whatever I earn on a weekly basis. So if I buy it at 114, sell it at 114, I'm collecting this. This is called the premium. Okay? It is an insurance policy. Let me briefly explain because a lot of people get this wrong. There's no right, no wrong answer, but this is what the definition of a call option or stock option is. It's insurance policy. Okay? Listen and see if you understand it. Now, back in the 70s, well, you know how those rich people are. They want to make sure they don't lose any money. So if the stock went down, they come up with this insurance policy, which means you could buy a put option. Okay? So if the stock goes down, well, the value of the put goes up. So you don't lose any money. That's kind of ingenious if you think about it. Okay? But it's kind of like homeowners insurance, car insurance, any kind of insurance. If you don't use it, you're just flushing your money down the toilet. Well, kind of the same way with the stock market. Okay? You can you can buy a put every single week on your stock. So if the stock goes down, the put price goes up. Put value goes up, so you don't lose anything. That's ingenious. However, yeah, buying this every single week gets kind of pricey after a long period of time. All right, so let's, jump forward a few decades. That was 1970, the early 70s. Okay, that's when options came out. Somebody learned how to take those insurance policies and make money off them. What if I bought the stock at this price, sold somebody a call option to buy it from me for the same price, or a price in the future? Well, that call option increases and decreases as the stocks increase and decrease. Okay, fine. Well, what I'm doing, I'm collecting this. Could care less if the stock moves. That's it. Now, the way I came up with a strategy, well, my 9-year-old daughter, which some of you don't know, some of you haven't met yet, but my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008 jumped on my lap one day and said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? Can you teach me?" 9-year-old little girl wants to learn how to trade in the stock market. How the hell do you do that? Most adults don't get it. Okay, every single night I'm here anywhere between 5 and 30,000 people. I get 7 channels going, 7 channels. Between 5 and 30,000 people will come and ask questions because they don't know. Yet a 9-year-old is doing good. I know you got money. It's, yeah, okay. I have no idea what that means. Is that including OTC stocks? Okay, so CL Carillo. When I said 2 decades of consistent profitability, well, let me be a little more specific. Dividends. Okay, I want a company that has 2 decades of increased dividend, because a dividend is a portion of the profits the company gives back to the investors. And that's you and me. We're the investors. When we buy and when we sell stocks, we actually own a portion of the company. So 2 things, okay? You might like one, you might not like the other. Here you go. The company's profitable. They got this nice big fat chunk of profit. Some of them will take those profits and put it back into the company. Because we all know the CEO needs a raise. The vice president, hey, he needs a new beach house. What are we getting? We're getting stock appreciation. The other profits go to the, that one I don't like. They take the profits, put it back into the company. Well, look at the other companies. Because remember, there's 10,000 different companies available. Well, half of them share their profits in what is called a dividend. So if the dividend goes up, the profits go up, because the dividend can't increase without the profits increasing. So if the profits increase, the dividends increase. So if the dividends don't increase, that means the profits aren't increasing. It's actually that simple. If I make $100 million and I pay out $100 million, okay, well, I paid out the profits. Well, if I make 90 million, well, that's not 100 million now, is it? Next year should make more money than they did this year, which means they made more money than they did last year. Every single year, the numbers should get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. None of this backwards crap, okay? Yeah, VOO, I'm talking to you. VOO, up, down, up, down. Yeah, no, thank you. There's over 300 companies that consistently go up higher and higher and higher. So why would I invest my money into a company that's not consistently profitable? I don't do ETFs because I haven't met a single one that has 20 years of increased profits. Sorry. Simone is in the house. All right, so where are we? Oh, PJ wants to look at EQNR. Why the hell are we looking at EQNR? I know why we're looking at it, so that we can say, hell no. Sorry, PJ, I don't do companies that have monthly options, because you can only trade them once a month. Once a month means 12 times a year. So what am I getting? 12 to 24% a year? Some of you are okay with that. Not me. I like 50 to 100% a year. So I don't do monthlies. Don't even bother looking at them. I don't care how wonderful the chart looks, which this one kind of sucks. Look at this. She's here. She shoots way up. Yeah, it's not time to buy. It's a time to sell. Uh-oh. Easy Living. IESC. IESC. Now, I find it rather strange when I'm looking at something I've never heard of, because it's usually going to be a no. And guess what? This one's a no also. I don't do anything unless it has 20 years of increased profits. And I don't do futures. Sorry, dude. Samson Print Shop. Don't do it. Yuck. Do you ever trade any ADRs? I have no idea what an ADR is. Explain it to me. Now, the reason I say I don't know what an ADR is, because I've done a lot of things in my life. I was a carpenter. I worked at a couple of factories. I was a lobsterman. I was a fisherman. I was a waiter. I was a caterer. I owned a manufacturing company. American Depository Receipt. Oh, hell no. Foreign stocks. Nope, don't do that either. Consistent profitability, and that's going to be in an American corporation. Specifically, dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, something on Warren Buffett's list, a company that is consistently profitable. The only one I do like is Kawasaki. Does Kawasaki have a U.S. base here? Do they actually make stuff here, Kawasaki? I don't know. All right, so what are we looking at? Vail, we already said no to Vail. Apex wants to look at Apple. AAPL. Apple. Well, high, low was this. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down. Well, simple. Not something you want to jump in unless you already jumped into it. Because 3 weeks ago, we looked at Apple and it looked awesome. Now it don't look so good, but let's keep on poking at it, okay? Because we already bought it, so we're already into Apple. So let's take a look. What did we see to make us want to buy it? So let me show you, and then you'll see what actually happens. Because 3 weeks ago we bought some Apple. You did a covered call on it, so you guys picked it out. Okay, great. Let's take a look at it. All right. So you're gonna need the glasses for this. A year ago, Apple's at 215. Okay. Shoots up, finds the high at 260, and that was the end of the year. See? Right at the end of the, oh, wait a second, before I forget, in case you guys didn't know, you guys that are new here, this screen behind me, that screen is live on YouTube right now. So we're actually recording right now. So if you have any questions, if you want to go back and watch it again, it's live on, it's being recorded. Okay, so it's not recorded yet, but it's being recorded as we speak. As we speak, it's being recorded. That type of scenario. Okay, so it's not pre-recorded, it's being recorded. Yeah, but this is live on YouTube. That way you can see these small, tiny numbers. You can't see these numbers on your iPhone or whatever phone you got, your tablet. You're not going to be able to see these numbers unless you have the ability to zoom in and take a look. Well, I have no idea how the technology works. I just know how to stand in front of the camera and point at stuff. That's about as far as my technology goes. I mean, I could turn the camera on, say, start. I got 6 cameras. Start. That part's easy. Getting me to zoom in and, no, sorry. I'm only good at a certain amount of things, and that's it. Sterling, Felix, I haven't seen you in a while, dude. How you doing? Okay, Samson, GIS, that's General Mills. Looks oversold right now. Might be a good time to grab some. Okay, Samson, you need to go take a look at General Mills. General Mills is a monthly optionable stock, which means I could trade it 12 times a year. That's it. Okay, I'm looking for weekly cash flow. You cannot get weekly cash flow with a company that offers monthly options unless you're expecting me to sit in front of my screen looking at this all day. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. I'll tell you right now. Because I could sit in front of my computer and make a hell of a lot more money, but that's not what I want out of my life. 10 minutes, that's it. And then I want to be about my day. Okay, so let's finish taking a look at Apple, all right? So the high of the year is 260. The bottom of the year, 168, that was back in April. That was back in the DTS, or the TDS. Trump derangement syndrome. Trump says tariffs and everybody panics and sells. April 9th is the bottom for a lot of stocks because people panic and people sell. They sell for a loss. I got 5 simple rules. You ready? Wait a second. Hold on. Before we do the 5 simple rules, I got to go into something so those of you that are new here will actually get to see it, because I don't think you really understand it unless you actually see it. All right, The10MinuteTrader is my website. You can check it out. I've had it for over 15 years. Right there. Weekly trades 2024. It's all my trades for 2024. All right, this is my social media. Okay. Some of them I just don't do anymore because it's just not worth my time and effort. All right, here. Okay, here we go. Wait. Uh-oh. Damn it, I'm not streaming. And nobody called me out on that. Why is that? Why is nobody called me out that it's not streaming? Okay. It should be streaming very shortly. Okay? Very shortly. All right, anyway. So let's go take a look at videos. Okay? And oldest videos. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Macy, and as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and then every month you'll be getting 4 lists.
All right, so that's me about 15 years ago. Look all the hair I had. Holy cow. And no gray hair either. No gray.
There's a different
It's my favorite part.
Seriously.
All right, think about it. How do you keep a 9-year-old entertained? Okay, we did a lot of fun stuff. We did a lot of crazy stuff. Make her fun. Make it fun. You know, it had to be fun. How else am I going to keep her entertained? All right. So that's the princess 15 years ago. No, I don't want that. I want this. Nope, I don't want that. Nope, go back one more. Go back one more. There we go. And there it is. All right, so they're both live. Great. See? That's me standing in front of the phone, in front of the computer screen. And this is just the computer screen itself. Let's go right there. Yep, see? There's me. I'm standing in front of it. All right, so let's get out of that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need this. And we're good to go. All right, so let's finish up with Apple so you guys understand. Simple, safe, predictable. Because that's the princess. 9 years old. It had to be simple. It had to be safe. It had to be predictable. It had to be consistent and no way for her to lose. That's the trading strategy I had to come up with for my daughter, JC. Now, JC's going to be 26 this year. Okay? A lot different when she was little. When she was little, she was fun. Now, it's just like I'm an ATM. All right. Anyway, a walking dictionary and ATM. Now, she calls when she has questions she doesn't understand. Anyway. I forgot where I was going with that. Don't get old. It's not as glamorous as people make it out to be. Anyway, all right. So we're looking at Apple. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. So 5 rules. That's what I was getting at. 5 rules. You ready for the 5 rules? Here they come. They're really simple. You can write them down if you want. Rule number 1. Are you ready? Samson, this is for you. Rule number 1. Never buy something you don't understand. So if I asked you a question about what you want to look at, you better have the answer or don't invest in it. If you don't know it, if you don't understand what they're doing, if you don't know all the numbers, you shouldn't be buying it. If you're not willing to hold it until the day you die, do not buy it. Rule 1, do not buy it unless you understand it and you want to hold it for the rest of your life. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Oh, come on. This one is self-evident. Why would you buy something and 2, 3 weeks, 2 months later sell it for a loss? Doesn't make any sense. Rule number 3, this is a tough one for a lot of people. Consistency of profitability. Me, I like 2 decades. That's 20 years. So don't give me no crap because the stock market's been around for 400 years. If you can't find a couple of companies that have 20 years of profitability, this is not a game you should be playing then. Rule number 4, weekly options only. That's it. Weekly options only. I don't want to take a look at monthlies. They never work out for me. And they're a waste of my time to even look at them. So, no. I know General Mills is a monthly optionable stock. So, no. Okay? And rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the numbers, and you will see what I mean. So, we're looking at Apple. Now, we looked at Apple last week, okay, and the week before. So, I bought some 2 weeks ago, because you guys, we agreed that looked good. So 2 weeks ago, we bought it. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in. The low right here on the 9th, 168. Okay. Now, this is what we're looking at now. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right, so this is where we are right now. Okay, so let's back up a couple of weeks and show you what it looked like 2 weeks ago. All right, 2 weeks ago. There's 1 week and there's 2 weeks right there. Nope, that's not what we want to see. We want to see from here, 30 days would be, all right, 5, right there. All right, that's 30 days, okay? Down, up, down, up. See, it's going to the upside at the moment off of there. All right, so we jumped in here. Okay, 1 day. There it is. That's Monday. That's where we originally jumped in. It opened up at 200, and then we sold the $200 call option because it made sense. Okay? Now, that's Monday right there. Now watch. That's Tuesday, up. Wednesday, up. Thursday, down. Friday, up. Okay, so the first week we did this, it was a profit. Okay? That was 2 weeks ago. Then a bunch of you last week said, well, let's do Apple again. Well, we did do Apple again. Okay? Here's Monday right here. So we jumped in at 204 where it opened up. Okay? So we jumped into Apple right here at 204 where it opened up. And I ended up selling the 205 options. Well, what happened? Okay? Went down. It went down again. And it went down again. And here we are. Whoops. Okay, here we are now. Okay? So jumped in at 204 here. And the stock drop. So now we're at 196. All right, so fine. What do you do with a stock that you buy at 204 and now it's at 196? Well, look over here. The 204s ain't worth crap. So I'm not going to sell them. Now, I could sell them and pick up 38 cents a share. Now, 38 cents a share, think of it this way. It's not a lot of money, but most people just let it sit and do absolutely nothing. Well, why not bring in 38 cents a share? There's no risk there, none whatsoever. If you get called out, well, you're getting called out at 205. Well, remember, I bought it at 204. Okay, so I bought it at 204. Now it's at 205. Well, actually, now it's at 197. But anyway, if I sell the 205s, I can pick up 38. If I sell the 200s, I can pick up 141. It might be a little close. I'm looking at the 197s. Okay, 244. That's over 1%. Because remember, I bought it at 204. 1% of 204 is 204. $204. 1% of $204 is $2.04. So we're at 146. I'm looking at selling the 197s, pick up $2. Or the 200s, pick up 141. It's cash flow coming in. And as the week progresses, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll take a look. Do I need to move it? Do I need to leave it alone? What's it going to do between now and Friday? That's a lot of interesting information that we don't know. Okay. So anyway, that's where we are with Apple. At this moment in time, Apple is not a good opportunity to jump into now. But if you jumped into it last week, now, I didn't tell it. It's not a recommendation. You guys asked me to take a look at stocks. If it looks good, I will say, yep, I'm going to write it down, and you guys will just follow it. Okay? It's not a recommendation. I don't give recommendations. I don't tell people what to do. So what do we have over here? Lands. What's happening? Good evening. Quail Tree Farm. BC of tax. No idea what that means. Would you have normally done Apple a second time if you were doing it by yourself? No, I would not have. Because if you go back a week, right? I don't know. No. I probably would have. Okay? Now, I'm not going to lie. I probably would. Here's the bottom. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Now, first week we jumped here, and it was profitable. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, we jumped in at 200. Okay, it hit 204 by the end of Friday. Okay, so the next week, okay, it opened up over 204. So yeah, I would have jumped in again. Okay, so I'm being honest. Yes, I would have jumped in because I look for 3 days to the upside. On the third day, if it's up higher, I'll jump in. Now it opened higher, but then it pulled down. See, I do it in the morning. So yeah, in the morning I would have jumped in, but by the end of the day I'll say, oh, bummer. That's it, oh, bummer. Now don't get me wrong, I love Apple. Because let's take a look at Apple, something you may not take into consideration. Because this didn't come out for, who knows when this thing came out. Seasonality. Now, I know you may not know what seasonality is when it comes to trading, but you know what seasonality is. You may not think you know it, but you do. Let me explain. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Those are the seasons. winter, spring, summer, fall. So you do know seasonality. What happens January 1st? This here is a seasonality chart. All the way to the left, January 1st. All the way to the right, December 31st. The blue line, well, that's the movement the stock has done this year. This little blue dot right there is the last traded day, also known as Friday the 13th. Holy shit. Now, Friday the 13th was Friday. Cool. Who knew? Friday the 13th, that little blue dot. This red line is 10 years of historical performance. How has the stock performed over the last 10 years? Well, why are we looking at that? Because it gives us a good idea what the stock normally does throughout the year. Well, let's take a look. If we buy it January 1st and sell it December 31st, well, we're going to make money. Well, it's Apple. Of course it does. We'll take a better look. Look, it goes up, then it goes down. The nice long trail up, pulls back a little bit, goes sideways and into the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Now the tail end of the fourth quarter, she shoots up. This information here, well, it's great. But what do you do with the information? That's the big one. Because there are literally dozens and dozens of trading strategies you can use. Okay? You use covered call. You can use a vertical. You can use calendar. You can use a butterfly, an iron condor, a reverse double flip, whatever. A whole bunch of weird stuff. I like the covered call. It's simple, it's easy, and it's predictable. Okay? It's one of the few stocks you know what you're going to make before you even do it. Can you show us a good one? A good one what? See, you guys tell me the stocks you want me to take a look at, and I'll look at them, and I'll tell you whether or not I would do it myself. That's about as far as I can go. Okay, Charles wants to take a look at Marvell. Let's take a look at Marvell. All right, let's go move this over here. Oh, that moved it too far. Change it back to the regular one there. And so basically, not this week for Apple. Now, I already have some, so it's one of those things, but it doesn't look like it's a great opportunity at this moment. Okay, here's the bottom. She shot up, she pulled back. We're going to find a new bottom before she turns around and goes back up again. All right, fine. Marvell. MRVL. No. Okay. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. So it's actually coming down at the moment. So no to Marvel. Sorry. Okay, PJ, EQNR. What the heck is EQNR? Did we already look at that one? EQNR? EQNR. Hell no. Next. Ange, good evening. Exchange traded funds, not electronic. Oh, burner account. I love it when people correct me. You think I'm stupid enough not to know the difference between exchange traded funds and electronic traded funds? Well, I tell you what. Why don't you go to the exchange and you tell me, are there computers there or are there people there? ETF is an electronically traded fund. You give your money to a computer and they give you what they think you deserve. We've seen some of the numbers. Seriously, check out some of the numbers on all those exchange traded funds, okay? I have not met a single one that I actually like. You don't have the makings of a varsity athlete. Your hands are too small. I'm terribly sorry there, Harold, but I was a varsity athlete. I do have a letter. Believe it or not, I still have my letter jacket. 1982, big old M right there. Terribly sorry, dude, so to you. Not a dividend stock, but IYE up 84% since March. Okay, fine. Ain't gonna look at it, just to know. Stock price went up or special dividend. Okay, fine. Contel, good evening. Can you show us a good one? I already showed you a couple of good ones. Not quite sure specifically what you're looking for. Merrick, ARR. What the heck is ARR? Never a good sign when I ask what is ARR. Oh, ARR. Hell no. Okay. 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. I don't do monthlies. Jeff, good evening, Jeff. Easy living. Ross, Causey, what's happening? All right, who is that? Mark Palmer, GLPS, causing MCD to take a hit. What the heck is GLPS? GLPS. Goldman Sachs. Yeah. Goldman Sachs, MLP, Energy Infrastructure. Yeah, no. MON, ETC, ETC. What the heck is that? Environmental Technical Group. Has no options. Hell no. IESC, IESC. No. Oh my gosh. I gotta get, you know what? I'm gonna do it tonight. If I gotta stay up to 2 or 3 in the morning, right there, I'm gonna put a banner that says weekly options only. Okay? Another one. Hell no. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. How many trades do you make daily? I'm not a day trader. I don't daily trade. Weekly, I do a couple hundred a week. But Mondays and Fridays are the day I do my trading. I do all my buying on Monday, see what's happening Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very rarely will I do anything Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, we take a look just before the market closes. Were we right? Were we wrong? What do we have to do? I get 2 main criteria. Consistency of profitability, that 1% I want every week, and preservation of my capital. I don't want to lose. I got 3 losses this year. We're almost halfway through the year. I got 3 losses. That's it. And they're online. You can see my losses. ETC. We looked at ETC. It was a no. Look at it. 11.17 dividend. Don't really care. Okay, Merrick, listen closely. I don't care about the dividend. My concern, weekly cash flow. If it has monthly options, no thank you. I don't care what the dividend is. I'm not looking to get the dividends. Will 7777. So got stock license. I have no idea what that is. Is that a statement, a question, or just a regurgitation of words? Yeah, that's why I wanted to look at it. Well, if you don't understand it, Anthony, why do you want me to look at it? Bouncing around 131. Mark, if I already said no to it, I really don't care where it is. Pam, Ford. Love Ford. Don't know if it's on the list for this week. It's a no. Look at that. See? Up, down, up. Now it's dropping. No to Ford this week. But you know what? Ford might be a good player in 2 weeks. So I'm going to write it down for 2 weeks from today. And we'll take a look at Ford in 2 weeks. Dividend stock isn't live. Yes, it is. We just fixed it a little while ago. Happy Father's Day, Stevie. Thank you. KG, those are brother. KR and UPS. We all know who UPS is, but who knows what KR is? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? KR, here we go. Kroger. Ouch. Ooh, wait a second. Did you see that? Seriously, look at it. High, low, is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down. What's happening right there? Right there. See, look at this. There's your profit. Now your profit taking is there. Now she's bouncing off of the 64. Let's zoom into that and take a closer look. Okay. Here's the high. Here's the low. 2 days to the upside. I want to zoom in closer to get a better look at that. You ready? The last 30 days. Gonna need my glasses for that one. All right, we want the 15th of 15th. Here's your 30 days, okay? 30 days ago, we're at 66.50. Shoots up to 70.50, drops down to 64. Thursday's higher, Friday's higher. You wanted a good one? Here you go. 30-day high, 30-day bottom, she's bouncing up. Okay, well, before we jump on any further, let's take a look at what does this thing normally do this time of year. That seasonality. she's just going to go sideways. That's about it. No big jumps up, no surprises. Okay, that's what I like. No surprises. We got our movement that we're looking for. So let's go back to it and see it again, right there. See that? Down, here's the bottom. 1 day higher, 2 days higher. You can't argue with that. Well, you could if you wanted to, but it's a losing battle. All right, so 65.56. So we're going to be looking at the 66s. And look at the 66s. 145. That's over 2%. Well, you want to see a good one. This might be the first pick of this week. Kroger. Why the hell not? And guess what? Kroger's on Warren Buffett's list. Not on my list. It's on Warren Buffett's list. So let's take a look. All right, let's get rid of this. First thing I want to do now is I want to change to a covered call. Now, these are all the trading strategies you got. Look, single, vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, covered, collar, butterfly, condor, iron condor, vertical roll, collar with a stock, double diagonal, unbalanced, deep on. Look at them all. That's a bunch of strategies. And then if I clicked on these three here, they opened up to even more. Watch this. Even more strategies. Even more strategies. Even more strategies. That's just the trading strategies themselves. So we got the information. Kroger looks like it's in a position to move up based on the chart. Well, because charts, look, they tell us what we are doing. Now, when I say we, I mean, the buyers and sellers. That's us. We are the buyers and the sellers. Okay, we buy, we sell. We're looking for the profit. Okay, now Kroger, don't get me wrong, I'd buy that and hold it for the rest of my days. That's me. You have to ask yourself the same question. Do you like that company? Does that company make sense to you? Well, let's take a look at the numbers and see what it says. Now, remember I said rule number 5? Remember? Never buy something you don't understand. Never sell at loss. Consistent profitability. Weekly options. Make sure the numbers work. Number 5, here we go. Covered stock. Now, we said the 66s, right there's the 66. All right, now I love Thinkorswim. It fills out everything for me. All I got to do is find out how many stocks I want to buy, how many shares. And I just pick the number, okay? Now, I always change this right here where it says limit order. Now, some of you people like to like to do limit order. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. It's like, this is what I want to pay. I don't want to pay more. I don't want to pay less. This is what I want to pay. I mean, I'll take less, but I don't want to pay any more than that. That's called a limit order. The thing I don't like about limit orders is they can sit on the market maker's screen, his computer screen all day and never get filled. Okay, there's a few people, because I have a morning trading group. It's a paid trading group. So people come in there, and some of them, they do limit orders. And they wonder why their stocks don't get filled. Their orders don't get filled. Because the market maker doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. I always change mine to market order. That means at 9:30 a.m., regardless of what the market maker thinks, okay, it's going to get filled first thing in the morning. Now, the reason why I do that is because the stock order and the option order are tied together. I already know what my profit's going to be, okay? So after I set this, I'm going to hit confirm and send. And then I want to read it out loud. Are you ready? Here we go. Buy one. Covered call of Kroger, KR, 20 June 25. Now, that 20 June 25, that means this order is going to be good until Friday afternoon. Okay? Hold on, there's a little bit more to it. 20 June 25, that's this Friday. The 66 call option against the stock at the market to open. Now, I'm not repeating myself. To open means there's 2 trades. I'm buying the stock, that's 1 trade. I'm selling the option, that's the 2nd trade. I'm opening a stock order, I'm opening an order. Steve. Oh, all right, Mr. Steve, I'll do that for you. All right, so it's 2 different orders. They're tied together. And remember, I said consistency, profitability. and predictability. Well, I know exactly what this trade is going to get me. Let me explain. Okay, that's the order right there. Break even is 63.96. So as long as the stock is above 63.96 by this coming Friday, the 20th, remember? 20 June 25, this Friday, break even is 63.96. Well, the stock is currently at 66. Okay, let's keep on going. Maximum profit. I know exactly how much I'm going to make before I even do this trade. So do the numbers work? Remember, rule 5, do the numbers work? We're going to get that in a second. Profits 204. Maximum loss or the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $6,396, $6,400. That's what it costs to do this one trade, to make $204. Okay, hold on. All right, we're going to need the calculator to calculate the rate of return. Remember, I'm looking for 1%. Kroger, does it fit? Well, let's find out. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that, and let's go to 204. So to find out the rate of return, you take the profit, 204, divide it by what it costs to buy the shares, $6,396, $6,400, $6,396. Gives me a grand total of, you ready for this? 3.1%. See, the dude over here is going for VOO, pays 1.6% for the year. This right here, Kroger, one trade beats your whole year of 1.6, 3.18 for 1 week. So the question is, does it make sense? Number one, you buy it, you sell it to someone else for the same price you just paid for it. Okay, isn't that weird? I buy it, I sell it for the same price I just paid for it using a strategy called the covered call. There are literally hundreds of videos. Scotty Cook, what's happening? There are literally hundreds of videos available on YouTube explaining how the covered call works. It's simple. You buy the stock, you offer it to someone else for the same price you just paid. Well, this is what I do. I buy it, I offer it to someone else the same price I paid for it. They pay me a premium. I pick up $204, and $204 on a $6,400 investment, it's 3.1% return for 1 week. Now, I average about 1% a week. Most of the time, more than 1% a week. But if I told people I make more than 1% a week, most people don't believe me. If that's my goal, 1%, oh crap. That's what it is what it is. So, I'm going to write this one down. This is going to be pick number 1 for this week. Kroger. All right, so I got to write all the details. KR is 3.18, and that is the 66 call. 66 call. And no. It's not a tip. It's not a recommendation. I'm just pointing out the numbers and reading the data. That's it. I'm not giving a tip. It's not a tip. It's not a recommendation. I always tell people, do your own work. Make sure it makes sense to you. Never blindly listen to some guy on YouTube. Well, I'm on YouTube. Don't listen to me. Do your own work. I'm just sharing some information. All right. So that's Kroger. I like it. It's top of my list for this week. Well, let's keep on rolling. Next. All right, let's get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get back to where you once belong. Get back, Loretta. Okay, let's do this thing. New Jersey, thank you for that. Happy Father's Day to you too, brother. All right. What else do we got? 2 green candles, your rule? No, Mark. My rule for me, okay? You got a 30-day top. You got a 30-day bottom. From the 30-day bottom, I want 2 up days. Now, it doesn't have to be a green candle. It's 2 up days, a higher high and a higher low. As long as it's moving up from the bottom, Whether you're counting the bottom line or whether you're counting the top line, either way, to the top side. On the third day, okay, here's your 2 days here. Tomorrow morning, if she opens higher than 65.56, I'll buy it. If she opens lower than 65.56, I'll keep my eye on it for a little while during the day. If she starts moving up, yeah, maybe I will. But if she opens up lower, then Friday's closed, no. Okay, 2 days to the upside. On the third day, I jump in if the water's nice and warm. Dip my toe in. All right, let's keep on going. What is the best platform to trade? Now, Raphael, I can't tell you what the best trading platform is because I have no idea what you're doing. Okay, I have no idea what kind of trading strategy you're looking for. Now, 15 years ago, I wrote a book on choosing the right trading platform. Well, it's probably outdated by now, but what I was looking for, that's what I wrote the book for. What I was looking for, specifically, the only one I found that had what I was looking for was this one, Think or Swim. Now, Charles Schwab owns it. Well, 20 years ago, Charles Schwab didn't own it. All right. Time to delete. So when you sell covered calls, there's no strategy or stop loss. Nope. The strategy, time to delete, is the covered call. Number one, never buy a stock you don't want to hold on to for the rest of your life. That just makes sense. Why would you invest in something you don't believe in wholeheartedly? That's number one. Number two, I'm going to sell it to someone else for the exact same price I just paid for it. So if I pay $66 for this, I'm going to sell it to someone else for $66. And I'm going to collect that premium right there, $145. Now, 145, we already looked. It's 3 point something, 3.8, 3.18, something like that for 1 week. 3% for 1 week. Yeah, I'll take it. Now, if it's above 66 come Friday, whoever bought that option most likely is going to take the stock away from me. Well, I really don't care because I'm not looking to hold on to the stock. If I have to, I want to make sure it's a stock that I would like to hold on to. I got no problem holding on to Kroger. But if it hits my target, $66, bye-bye, thank you for the 3%. And then I get all my money back. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Okay, Mark. Macro headlines dropped most stocks. Mark Palmer, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Mango Coral Empire. Is there a way of earning 2% daily compound interest? Sure. But you're definitely in the wrong place, dude, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 1% a week. All right. Sweet Dan, what's happening? Gerald Collection. Hello. Get to the point. What do we do? Uh-oh. Liam. Hey, Liam, what's happening? All right, so Ohio Romeo. Get to the point. What do we do? You learn, educate yourself. That's the number one, education. That B guy, Delta Airlines, DAL. Let's try it out. DAL. DAL. No. Sorry. Look what happened recently. Okay? Down, up, down. So this could be the bottom. Okay? If it is, I'm looking for 2 days to the upside. On the third day, if it still looks good, yeah. So the soonest I will buy into this thing will be Wednesday. Well, that doesn't work for me because most of my money's already invested on Monday. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like Delta Airlines if the numbers work. This week, not so much. Sweet Den, how are your Walgreens stocks doing? Boy, Sweet Den, it's been a while since you've been here, dude. I got rid of Walgreens back in January or February. Okay, they signed that contract. You got a buyer coming in and going to buy them out. Well, great. Well, ever since that happened, the premiums are absolutely horrible. Take a look at them. WBA. Okay, it's at 11.42. Well, the 11.50s, 2 cents. Yeah, no thank you, brother. Ever since they got bought out, the premiums are horrible. Now, we traded Walgreens for almost a whole year last year. It was way up high, dropped, and slid around the bottom for quite a while, but we made a nice profit every single week. But the numbers are horrible. And who came up with Energy Transfer? Medina, same thing. Energy Transfer, exact same thing. Look at the numbers, horrible. I don't do, see, now I used to do Walgreens, not anymore. I used to do Energy Transfer, not anymore. AGNC, same thing, not anymore. See, the premiums, it's not worth my effort. I could care less about the stock. I don't care how wonderful it is. See, I'm not buying stocks to accumulate stocks. I'm retired. I'm buying stocks to get a safe, predictable cash flow. So, do you ever sell the covered calls on more than you buy it for? Absolutely. Time to delete. Are you ready for this? Time to delete. Always, always, always about the numbers. What did I buy it for? What's the current premium for the closest strike price? Is that more than 1%? Great. All right, what do we have? We have some questions over here on YouTube. Okay, David Hume wants to look at Campbell's Soup. CPB. Campbell's Soup is usually a no. Okay, 33.15 to 33 is going for 15 cents. No. Sorry, dude. It's not that I'm not paying attention to you. It's just that I get so many other questions going on at the same time. Russell Williams. Okay, Russell, you got to give me the ticker symbol, because when you just blurt out Williams, well, I'm going to say no because I have no idea which one that is. Don't forget to drink water, y'all. Have a good day. Yep. Christopher Lee, is there only one YouTube stream tonight? No, there's two. Randy Man, pick on me and my Exxon dump. I need feedback. Axon, A-X-O-N. What the hell is that? A-X-O-N. Hell no. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time with that. Nord, O-M-G. Okay, don't get me into, nope. I don't do, yeah, I don't do politics. You guys honestly don't want to hear my opinion. Hey, Randy, if you gambled 30,000 on Voodoo 5 years ago, you'd have 55,000 today, plus 8% on cumulative dividends. Alrighty then. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. Dividends still positive. Dividends still positive. WTF. Andre and, okay, Andre, which one are you talking about, Andre? Okay, Andre, I'm scaling down, looking at all the questions here. I don't see a question about anything here, Andre. Okay, so Andre, dividends still positive, WTF you talking about. See, I understand exactly what you're talking about. However, I have no idea what stock you're talking about because you're under the assumption that you're the only one here. No, there's 7 other channels, which means there are 7 other sets of questions, which means you blurt out something. I have no idea what you're talking about. So what stock are you talking about that the dividends are still positive? And not only that, does that company that you're talking about have 20 years of consistently increasing their dividends? And do they have weekly options available? Well, if not, well, it's pointless to argue. Luigi, what's happening? Jason, how are you? Your other YouTube channel, yes, it is. Lisa M, how you doing? Yalal. Yeah, I don't read that, sorry. Hey, Randy Man, dividends went down, net worth went up. Okay. Every company goes up and down. It's about more than 1/4. Whole economies go down. Thank you, Andre. I didn't know that. I've been trading for over 20 years, and I didn't know stocks went up and down. Thank you for that. My goodness. Leo, no roll ball. Okay, yeah, whatever. You look like a basketball coach. Okay, thank you. I stopped playing basketball in 1976. Our team went, in 1976, my basketball team went undefeated. Woohoo! So I quit playing. Details. Okay. Randy Man. If he invests 10,000 into Voodoo 15 years ago, though, I could care less about Voodoo. What the heck is Voodoo anyway? VOODOO. Okay. What the hell is that? You actually gave me the stock symbol. Voodoo is not a stock symbol. Oh, varsity girls coach teaching markets. Wow, thank you, Andre. Even better than 5 years ago. Okay, Randy, man, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Just saying Voodoo means absolutely nothing to me. Now, I've been trading for over 20 years. Voodoo has never come across my desk because I have no idea who they are. How did you lose on the 3 losses? How did you set your strike prices and the money? Steady she goes. Hold that thought. How did I lose? Okay, well, I lost basically because of TDS. You know what TDS is? Well, some people call it Trump derangement syndrome. Trump says something you don't agree with, people sell their stocks, the stock drop. Okay, so the fourth month, which is April, the 8th and 9th, that's when he started talking about tariffs. And everybody panicked and the stock market dropped. And I got 2 margin calls. Well, I'm a firm believer of not throwing more money in, so the only way to alleviate a margin call is to push options way out into the future. Well, I did that with one, and I had to take a loss on Riley to cover the rest of the margin. So I took a loss on Riley. That was one of them. The second one was Harley Davidson, because I wasn't paying attention. I had too much on my plate. I did too many trading strategies, too many option trades, and then my trade for Harley Davidson didn't get pushed forward. I tried to roll it into the next week. It didn't go forward, and I ended up getting called out. That was number 2. Number 3, the third one was Altria. Okay? Altria, I was doing a calendar spread. So that's where you buy one option, you sell another. Well, apparently the one that I sold, somebody exercised it. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell did you exercise that for? But by them exercising, put me into a situation which means I sold it for less than I paid for it. But the option, okay, the other side was positive. So I made money on that one. However, I still had to deliver the stocks, which was still a loss. So that's my 3 losses. Okay, steady she goes. I have no idea what that means. All right, let's go. Ooh, David Graham wants to take a look at Verizon. Now, Verizon's an easy one because that actually has a ticker symbol that I know because that's on my list. Unlike Voodoo, which I've never heard of before, let's go take a look at it. Okay. High, low is, look at this. Up, down, up, sideways. 43. The 43 is going for 43, so 1%. 1% for Verizon. Well, let's take a look at Verizon, see if it makes sense. A year ago, we're at 39.33. The bottom of the year was the first week of January, 37.56. You see it? 37.56, the bottom of the year. Top of the year, right there. Let's take a look at that. Top of the year, 47.35. Okay. Interesting. Now, let's take a look at the last 30 days. 515, right there. Okay, so here's the last 30 days for Verizon. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Came down, went up, came down. It's going to be a no for a couple of days because we've got to find a new bottom, which looks like it was Thursday. Friday looks like one day to the upside, okay? Because Friday's bottom is higher than Thursday's bottom. So it's still one day to the upside. Like 2 days to the upside.
2 days to the upside. So I'm waiting for it tomorrow. Soonest I would get into this would be Tuesday if the numbers worked. So no for Verizon for this week at this moment in time. Okay? Why do I lose money rolling up? Lonzo, you're probably doing it wrong. Okay? Now, when you're saying rolling up, I'm assuming this is just an assumption based on the amount of information you've given me. Well, you're saying rolling forward. Well, that's usually rolling forward at the exact same price. When you change the strike price from where it's at to go higher, rolling up, yeah, you have to pay money to do that. Rolling down, well, you don't have to pay money for that. You get to get more money out of it. So it all depends on when you roll, what are you doing specifically? Okay, next question. So this is a side question. Do you like safe and predictable? Do you like tax liens? No. I probably should, but no. WMB, Russell. WMB. Yeah, Williams? WMB? WMB. WMB. It is Williams Incorporated. Interesting. Well, that's definitely interesting. Let's take a look. There's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up. There's no big ups and downs. Just up, down, up, down, up, down. But just basically up. Okay. 59.78. Well, let's take a closer look. If it's at 59.78, the closest strike price is going to be the 60. So the 60 is going for 70 cents. Well, that's more than 1%. Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? All right. So a year ago, 41.02. The bottom of the year, the beginning of August, 40.30. Okay, so the high of the year is right there, 61.61, and that was the end of March. Okay, so from the end of March, okay, high, low was is, look at the motion, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, now that's kind of interesting right there. Let's zoom in a little closer to get a better look. Last 30 days, the 15th, right there. Here you go, same thing. High, low, was, is, look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Okay, so here's the newest bottom, not the 30-day bottom. Okay, but 1, 2, 3. Now, see, this one is a little bit challenging on how to read it because you have a lower bottom and you have a higher top. But look at the body. The body is going to the upside. However, okay, it did go higher. 2 days up, jump in on Friday, but she pulled back. Now she's at 59.78. Is that still a good deal? I don't know. Because see, here's the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days down. 3 days up. Could be. Do you like that? Now, before you make up your mind, let's take a look at the seasonality. What does it normally do? Well, normally, this time of year, Williams basically just goes down a tiny bit and then just sideways for the next couple of weeks. So do you like it? Do you not like it? It's a good question. Scotty Young. Scotty Young, we took a look at Kroger earlier. Okay, Kroger was a good pick for us. Okay, Diamato, for your information, your second YouTube channel with the screen live isn't on. Okay, so let me see. For your information. Okay, there we go there. And we go here. And we go to YouTube. Come on, come on. Okay, I don't know. Okay, there's one, there's the other. Both of them are alive. So I guess someone's wrong there. Let's get out of that one. Get out of that one because we don't need it. Let's go back to where we were. And next question. Okay, so we're done with oh no, holy cow. All right, let's get some more questions here. Mackenzie, thank you. Granny, good evening, back again. Lonzo, why do I lose money rolling up? Because you're rolling up. Anytime you roll up, yeah, because when you're going up, you're increasing the value of the stock that you're trying to sell. Hence, it's going to cost you money. So why are you rolling up? Why not just roll it forward at the current price? Dan the Man, can you walk through Kohl's just like you did Kroger? The percentages don't make sense to me. I love Kohl's. Actually, I have some Kohl's. So let's get out of here. Kohl's. KSS. Now you see the numbers don't make sense. All right. Well, first of all, high, low is look at the motion. Up, down, up. Okay, what's going on there? That's the important part. What's going on there? However, $8.12. Before we take a deeper look at this, what do the numbers look like for the $8.12 stock? So at $8.12, looking at the 850s, the 850s are going for 15 cents. That's just a tiny bit less than 2%. So I'm not quite sure why that doesn't make sense. Well, let's take a deeper look. But anyway, Kohl's is going to be a no this week. Okay? 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now she's coming down. So I'm not quite sure what it is you want to take a look at on Kohl's. Because why would you buy as the stock's coming down? Give it a little time to find the bottom. See here, stock went up and went down. Here's the bottom here. How can you tell? Well, because it went up. That's how you can tell. How many days to the upside do you need in order to feel comfortable? Well, for me, it's 2 days to the upside. On the third day, I will jump in. That's me. Don't listen to what I say. You guys got to figure out what works for you. Bottom's here. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Well, the third day, she gapped up. Yeah, I wouldn't have jumped into that one. Because that gap up, okay, the opening price is way up here. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that one. Now, I'd like to say, but no, I wouldn't have. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, here's the bottom. 2 days to the upside. Let's zoom in a little closer so you get a better view at it. Okay, here's the bottom. 1 day to the upside, 2 days to the upside. That's my cue. Okay, that's my cue. Sorry, great. And the next day, third day, I'm going to jump in if she opens higher. Okay, gap up to here. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Not from what? $8.10 up to $9.10. No, I know it's only $1 move, but think about it. $1 move on an $8 stock. Well, that's like 14% jump overnight. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have done that one. It looks like I would have, but no. Okay, but look at where we are now. Okay, it's coming down. And I don't know why the numbers don't make sense, because if the current stock price is $8.46, okay, the strike price, the closest strike price is going to be $8.50. And the $8.50 is selling for 15 cents. Now, 15 cents on an $8.50 stock is just a tiny bit below 2%. Because 2% would be 17 cents. And this is only offering 15. All right, anyway, let's look at some more questions. Quantum Antenna, how are you today? Angie, how are you today? General Motors, huh, Miss Angie? I love me some General Motors. I do. It's one of the few stocks that you can take a look at, and the book value is actually higher than the stock price. The revenue per share is higher than the stock price. The numbers are great on the fundamental side. Let's take a look at here. Here's the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Here we are here. What's going on here? Before we even look at that, 48.65, the closest one's going to be the 49. The 49.65, that's over 1.5%. Now, if 1% a week is 50% a year, well, 1.5% a week is going to be what? 75, 80% a year? Well, why the hell not? Let's take a deeper dive, shall we? A year ago, General Motors is sitting at 46.98. Let's call it 47. Okay, 47 a year ago. The bottom on the beginning of August, 38.84. The top, the end of November, 61.24. Well, she drops again right here. Okay, take a look. High low is, look at this, down, up, down. Now you can see it here closer. Sorry, Angie. You zoom in, okay, 2 days to the downside, Thursday and Friday. No. See here, I like that. This, you gotta wait to find a new bottom, Angie. Sorry. Who's that? Lumina wants to take a look at Macy's. Now, 2 years ago, Macy's was my top performing stock. I mean, it was just awesome. No to Macy's. Wasn't that quick? Wasn't that quick? Look at this. 1, 2, 3. 1 gap down, 2 gap downs. Now, here's the bottom right here, 11.24. That's actually the new 30-day bottom. So great. I'll be waiting for 2 days to the upside before I jump back into Macy's. Well, I probably should jump back into Macy's to dollar cost average down because I already own some Macy's. And being down this low, I should probably buy some to lower my cost basis. That sounds like a great idea. Quantum Antenna wants to take a look at Riley. Captain Kurt, how are you doing today? All right, what do we have over here? We ain't getting any younger, Samuel. I have no idea what that means. I can't read that. Hey, a real artist, thank you. Yeah, drink less, man. Yep. Horizontal, why? Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Nope. Dividend stock, not streaming. Yep. I like to collect premium. So do I. Hey, Randy Man. Legit. VOO 15 years ago. Pumped out. Yeah, no thank you. How much money have you made throughout your trading career? Don't even keep track of it. Sorry. Ty, think like you're there. Okay. QUBT. What the hell is that? QUBT. 16. I'm going to say no. Now, the reason why I'm saying no to this, look at where it was a year ago. What is that? $1? How can you have 20 years, 2 decades of consistent profitability if the stock is at $1? Yeah, no. Sorry. Quantum Antenna wants to take a look at Riley. I have some Riley. I do. Now, this one right here should make you uncomfortable as hell. Take a look at it. The high, $22. The bottom, $167. Can you imagine? That's like a 95% drop. And I jumped into it down here. Well, because it's giving me 2 or 3% every single week. So let's take a look at it. Hold on. Let's take a gander. All right. There we go. Okay. 30-day high, 30-day low. Look at where it was. Look at where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. So it's coming down at the moment. It's at 293. All right. Well, I own a bunch of them at $3, and I own some at $4. Now, I don't really worry too much because it's been going between 270 and 330 for the past couple of months. Fine. They call it channeling when it just goes sideways. Let me go back a little bit. See if you see it better. Oh, that's different. Okay. Highs up here. Look at this. Basically just going sideways. Staying between 3 and 6 for the last like 8 and 9 months. So she goes up, she goes down. She goes up, she goes down. Why does the premium on Kohl's at 850 go from 1.7 on single and 6.8 on covered? Dan the man, single option is a totally different strategy than a covered call. Totally different strategy. Okay? And I don't know what you jumped in at, and I don't know where it's at. Well, I know it's at the moment, but I have no idea because I'm not seeing what you're looking at. So in order for me to get a good idea of what you're talking about, I'd actually have to see it. All right, Miller by Gab, G-A-B. G-A-B. Hell no. G-A-B-E-X. G-A-B-E-X. Double hell no. Okay, that was quick, wasn't it? Eric, summarize the top three, please. Summarize the top three, please. Okay, Eric, the top three what? I'm not quite sure. Okay, Enzo, we looked at Pepsi a little while ago. Oh, did you look at X? Angie, I love X. Unfortunately, take a look at X. Okay, X is the double hell no, kiddo. Look, here's the bottom, here's the top. What do you think's coming next? Profit taking. Come on, Angie, you've been here long enough. You should know that one. Shell, are you looking at the weekly charts or daily only? Shell, I'm looking at the daily charts, okay? I'm looking at a 1-year chart, which has 266 trading days. Then I look at the 90-day chart, which has about 66 trading days. Then I look at the 30-day chart, which has about 22 trading days. Okay? That's it. I look for the highs, I look for the lows, I look for the momentum. That's it. Where are people buying? Where are people selling? What's the flow? You know what I mean? Leo Man, thank you for joining. Okay. How does UNH look to you? Oh, Running Deegan, University of New Hampshire. Let's pull it up. UNH. Okay. Take a good look at this one. The high is about $700. The low is about $250. I bet you that hurt, didn't it? Low is look at the motion. Up, sideways, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's definitely an upward trend. Because after being at close to 700, making this big old drop to 250, that had to hurt a lot. Well, let's take a look. It's currently at 313. Okay. The 315s are going for 395. Okay, so that looks good if you like this company. Me, I don't trade stocks over $250. The numbers just don't make sense to me. Okay. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Down, up, down, up. So now she's going the upside. What happened on Friday? Friday pulled back. Okay. Up, down, up. Here's the top. Friday's pulling back. Is it profit coming back down again? Is it profit taking? Coming, dropping? Not something I'd want to jump into. Not $300 a share. Scott Young, thanks. You're welcome. Time to delete. You don't sell cash secured puts because you want the stock to be called away. Now, time to delete. I do cash secured puts every once in a while. But I don't teach that here. I teach one trading strategy and only one. My philosophy is learn one, perfect it. Once you get good at one, well, the one that I'm giving you for free, 1% a week, dude, that's 50% a year. When's the last time you got 50% a year? It's a simple strategy created specifically for a 9-year-old little girl. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That was the criteria I had to overcome. So the 5 rules are simple. Never buy something you don't understand. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company's profitable. Weekly options only. And then make sure the numbers work. Well, we just went over the numbers. If everything works, great, buy it. If not, next. That's a simple thing to say. If everything looks good, buy it. If not, next. It's actually that simple. Are you looking at the weekly charts or the daily only? Okay, Shell, I just told you, I'm looking daily only. Okay, I'm looking for the opening price of the day, the closing price of the day. Okay, I don't look at the 5-minute chart. I don't look at the 30-minute chart. I don't look at any other chart but the 1-day chart. I buy in the morning and then I sell on Friday. Monday morning. I buy Monday morning. On Friday, I'll take a look at it. Okay? What happens throughout the day? Well, this is it. It opened here, it closed here. It opened here, it closed there. The high, the low, the open, the close. Those are the only numbers I need. How much time do you want to sit in front of the computer? Me, 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. QUBT, we already looked at that. That was a no. I can't read that language. I don't know what the hell that is. Super Adolf, hello. Yeah, y'all. I don't read that language either. I don't read that language either. Or that one, or that one. Curtis Ray, Innovation, thank you. All right, what do we have? What do we have? Curtis Way, Wheeling for Premium. Trades go sour, own stock. I understand the wheel process. I do. I didn't ask that question twice, but thanks for answering. Oh, I thought you asked it twice. That's what it looked like. Sorry about that, Shell. Ricardo, giving up the opportunity for great growth is the cost of selling options. Okay, see, Ricardo, you're under the impression that I'm looking for growth. That's your first mistake. Okay? I tell you point blank what I am looking for. Cash flow. I'm 61 years old. I don't have the luxury of being wrong. I do not put money into a stock and sit and watch and wait. No. I need weekly cash flow on a consistent basis. I have no desire to go back to work. I've been working since 1973. I have no idea who you are, how old you are, or anything like that. But I've had my first job in 1973. Okay, some of you people haven't been alive then. But I was working my first job, 1973. Okay, I retired when I was 59. That was 2 years ago. All right, so the money I have accumulated along the way has to pay all my bills because we're the only species on this planet that's got to pay to live here. Okay? All right, let's keep on going. Ricardo, you get to collect your $200 premium, but if the stock takes off via a buyout offer, you just lost thousands instead of collecting 200. Well, Ricardo, okay, here's something. Now, a lot of the younger generation don't get this. Okay, some of the older generation don't get it either. You ready? Here we go. Bears make money. Bulls make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Share the wealth. If I buy a stock, sell an option against it, and I collect $200, yay for me. That's what I'm looking for. That's my goal. If the stock then shoots up to the moon and someone who bought the option from me made thousands, well, good for them. Share the profits. Don't be greedy. You be greedy, you bite yourself in the ass. Let's keep on going. Do you watch pre-market? No, I don't. Sorry, you just joined. Okay, no, I don't do that. Dude making it seem like he's doing something unique. You're absolutely right. It's not unique. It's simple. All right. Gupinder Singh, good evening. Do you think someday we will meet and make a hamburger helper together? Sure, why not? I love hamburger helper. I grew up with that stuff. John, are you trading long-term or daily? Nope, I don't daily trade. What's your technical trading strategy? Okay, John, you're new here, so you ready for this? Here it comes. John, I buy dividend stocks specifically to collect the premium. Dividend stocks have a tendency to go up just before the EX date, which is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. By knowing the information when the stock moves, using the right trading strategy, I like the covered call. It's simple, it's easy, it's safe, it's predictable. I can collect 1% every single week using nothing but a covered call on pre-qualified dividend stocks. Those are companies that have consistently increased their profits for at least 2 decades. Okay? Club Med Tom, woohoo! Is there a list of stocks to follow this week? So far, Tom, the only thing we found was Kroger. Okay? Everyone was asking questions. We didn't take a look at very many stocks. There's too many people asking questions. What's your thought on OCGN? Never heard of it. OCGN. Let's try this one more time. OCGN. OCUGen. No. That's it. You stopped me for that? What are your thoughts on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general? Curtis Ray, listen closely. I love the idea of cryptocurrency. Right now, it's like the wild, wild west. I want no part of it. Sorry. Okay, there's only a few, and I just learned this the other day. There's only a few of them that offer weekly options. But they have nothing to back them up other than a shake and a nod from someone else. That's it. It's a mutual agreement of a bunch of people saying, hey, I think this worthless piece of crap is worth this. And someone else saying, hey, you know what? I think so too. There's nothing backing it up. That's it. There's nothing backing up almost every single cryptocurrency. It's like, well, this is what we want to trade with. Well, it is what everyone else agrees what it is. That's it. They don't create a product. They don't have a service. Okay? It's just an entity that's used for buying, trading, and sharing. Okay? They also do that with gold and silver, you know? But for the most part, I like the idea of it. Cipher Solutions. I love this. This is a great one. This guy has never seen hardship. Holy shit. I love it when people automatically assume anything about me. I like to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not quite sure if you know what day labor is. Okay? I've done day labor before, which you get up at the crack of dawn and you pile a whole bunch of people into your car and you take them to a really crappy place and you get paid for the day. $45 for 8 hours of work. Well, that kind of sucks. Depends on where you're coming from, of course. Now, I remember there were times where I would go and look into the seat cushions to find pennies, nickels, and dimes so I can buy a quart of milk for my son and scrape together pennies to buy diapers for my son. So don't tell me about hardships. I grew up on welfare. My mother was on welfare in the early 60s. Single mom, 6 kids. Old man left, didn't pay any child support. Yeah, don't tell me about hardship. I've seen a lot of crap in my days. And yeah, I lived in my van for a while, so I don't want to hear your shit. Yeah, I've seen hardship before. Okay, once you go down, the only way you can go is up. Does he even ready the comments? I mean, Samuel, do I read the comments? So what do you mean? Samuel thinks that's funny. Lisa, good evening. FedEx, FDX. Ooh, interesting. Hold on. Let's take a look. FedEx. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? What's going on there, Lisa? I don't know. Let's zoom in. Well, here's the bottom of the year. Okay, hold on. No. Sorry, Lisa. Take a look at this. Okay, bottom shot up. It's coming down. FedEx. Wait a little bit longer. Find the bottom. Wait for it to turn. What else we have over here on YouTube? Yeah, Samuel, I'm going to say this again, because it always seems to be the people on YouTube that bitch and moan the most. Don't take it wrong, okay? I got 7 other channels. You're not the only person here. There's a channel there, and they have a bunch of questions. There's a channel here, they've got a bunch of questions. There's another channel here, they've got a bunch of questions. So no, I cannot read all the questions at once, okay? It's one at a time. But I do read each and every single question, all right? So let's keep on going. Pilot, good evening. How are you today? All right. What Fun Train? Any recommendations on something that will stop in his tracks breaking in? Okay. Thank you. Completely unprofessional burping. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. Kramer wannabe. Thank you again, Ricardo. What about Nokia? Ooh, Nokia. N-O-K. Now, take a look. Okay, here's the top right here. Is that a whole week of going down? Wait for the bottom. So she finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up. Then maybe on Nokia. Ricardo. No, it's not. Okay. Jason Meeks. No, it's not. I have no idea what he's talking about. Ricardo BS. Thank you, Ricardo. G-Man D. What about Nokia? We just looked at it. Mux Capital. Third time, dividend stock talk is not streaming. Okay, thank you, Mux Capital. Well, can you answer me? Samuel Ponce, I did answer you. Steve, what are you doing? Okay, same thing I do every night, Steve. Denny Jackson, would you recommend buying a Turbo Blaster 3? Never heard of it, no. Cool type education content you see on YouTube streams. Thank you, Ponce. I know you know more than me, and I want to learn. Well, alrighty then. Just check out. What about AGNC? Didn't we just talk about AGNC a little while ago? Okay. See the premiums? 0, 0, 0. Yeah, no thanks. Now, I used to trade AGNC when the numbers were better. It's always going to be a numbers game. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What am I collecting? Is that more than 1%? Not on AGNC, it ain't. So no to AGNC. Andre, what's the best stock to invest in? Are ETFs the best for consistent earnings? Now, Andres, I have no idea of anything about you. Nothing. I know nothing about you. I cannot in good conscience tell you anything. Because I have no idea how old you are, how much money you get to play with, what your risk factors are, what your goals are. I know absolutely nothing. I cannot in good conscience tell you anything. Okay, what's good for me may not be good for you. And it may not be good for Tom. It may not be good for Pilot. May not be good for Shell or Jared. Okay? We're all different. We all have different goals. I'm just sharing what I do. I buy a good quality company. I sell a covered call against it when the chart is telling me it's the right time to. I don't buy at the high. It doesn't make any sense. I don't buy at the low because you just don't know how low it's going to go. I like to buy it when it bounces off the bottom because that's all stocks do. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down, they go up. I could do this all day long. Every single stock. Two things, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. So if you got a good company that you like, well, why not jump into it? What am I doing? Come on, plug in. There we go. All right, so everyone is different, so I cannot tell you what to buy. Sub Durbin, how are you today? No, I do not watch pre-markets. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, Jacob. Raymond. NVM. NVM, what the hell is that? Nova. No options, no thank you. That was quick. Burke. I found the time traveling just making out with myself. Cool beans. You look like Bill Gates. Thank you. Keep talking. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. DKS. Dickey Sporting Goods. DKS. That thing has been in business for 20 years. And look at this. Okay. High, low. It jumped up. Now it's coming back down again. Thursday and Friday are lower. Wait till I find a new bonnet before she jumps up. It's not that difficult. Kai, you're a vegan. Good for you. What's up? Thanks. Let me see. Good beans. Okay, Curtis. Bottom. No one has seen the bottom just yet. You're absolutely right. Alcoa. It's not M-O? No. Alcoa is A-A. Yeah, Alcoa. Okay. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no also. Okay? Thursday and Friday. Friday was the high. Thursday, wait a minute. Wednesday was the high. Thursday's lower. Friday's lower. Alcoa. What about ETH? I don't do cryptocurrency. Understand what? KS? Good evening. Burke, again, no idea. War Donkey, ETFs don't pay anything really. I made 30 cents in about 2 weeks with Amazon. Okay, good for you. Are vegan coins plant-based? That's a stupid question. See you on YouTube. Thank you, Rambler. Why are you doing this? KS, I'm doing this. Hold on a second. Michael, how often do you get 1%? Just about every single week. Just about. Now, I think this year I missed 3 times. Now, remember, I got 7 accounts, so I missed 3 times not getting 1%. Jay, any thoughts on crude oil given the situation in the Middle East? Jay, I only do dividend stocks, so I do not have an answer for you. But good luck with that one. I told you 3 times you were not streaming. Mux Capital, you told me 3 times I was not streaming. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I do now, yes, I do. Do you want me to be on mine? I do now, yes, I do. Okay, YouTube. Come on. Video. Oh, wait a minute. No. Live. Okay. Live number 1. Okay, live number 1. We ready? See? Hi. Oh, wait a minute. No. Live. Okay. Live number 1. All right, there we go. Okay, live number 1. We ready? See? Hi. Live number 2. Hold that thought. Video. Oh, wait a minute. No. Live. Okay. Live number 2. It takes a while to come over there, but see, there it is. Okay, live number 1. We ready to see? See, both of them are live. So, don't know what to tell you. Out of that one, back to where we were. Okay, Burke, what is this channel about? KGB, absolutely. How did you know? This channel is about investing for weekly cash flow using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what this channel is about. Okay? Sandra, good evening. Kai. See, the crisps have gone. I don't really care. No, that blah, blah, blah. Make the lizard sound. I can understand. Check yourself, dude. I have no idea what that means, Phil. What is this? 100 shares, Apple, blah, blah, blah. You guys have anything interesting to say? Or should I say reptilian, Phil? Read 10K. Homie got cute. Oh, my God. Mike, you don't, okay, whatever, uh-oh. All right, lost me here. Not a trader. Real traders cut losses quickly. All right, thank you. I know that because I'm half reptilian, okay. Apple sucks, all righty then. You like options, Kohl beans. He can bite and cut your tongue. Okay, great. All righty, you guys on YouTube are just getting a little crazy. Okay, all right. Oh, wow, look at all those questions. You know what? I'm not even going to deal with YouTube anymore. Wow, that's way too many questions. Samuel, if I have EMA at 2050 and the 20 is over the 50 and my RSI is at 49.92, statistics is showing. Okay, would you take the trade or should you take the trade? Okay, so Anyway, I'm looking at what you're saying, Samuel. I understand what you're saying. However, try explaining that to a 9-year-old. The trading strategy I am showing was created for a 9-year-old. Now, I understand all that stuff. And I also understand that adults have a tendency to make everything super duper complicated. I like simple. I like safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for me to lose. That's what I like. That's what I'm looking for. 1% a week, fine. I'm good with it. What you're looking at, you're not looking at the same thing that I'm looking at. Okay, we're not going in the same direction. All right, there's lots of ways of working. Okay, lots of ways of doing it. You're doing it your way. I'm doing it my way. Best of luck to you. Hope you work out good for you. James, you said earlier, why didn't someone tell you Dividend Stock Talk was not streaming? I told you 3 times. Yeah, and I checked 4 times. And each time I checked, it was working. Lisa, Harley Davidson. Use both of your eyes, Doug. Okay, I'm blind in one eye, so, piss off. So, this eye don't work. So, why use it? Harley Davidson. Love Harley Davidson, and I actually own some Harley Davidson. All right, here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. Okay, we're currently sitting at 24.20. Look at the high of the year, $40. The low of the year, $20. What does that mean? Well, it means whatever you think it means. Is it a good choice? Don't know. Well, let's take a look. A year ago, Harley Davidson is at 33.27. It jumped all the way up to 39.93. Well, let's call it $40. Drops down to 20. So it goes from $40 down to 20. That is a 50% drop. If you're not ready for a 50% drop on what you buy, don't play this game. Okay? This is not a game for those that panic and sell at a loss. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Now, I bought Harley Davidson at 35. I tried to roll it at whatever the price was, and it didn't get filled, so I lost money. So I'm now trying to regain that money with my Harley Davidson. So we're at 24.20. Well, look at the last couple of days. Okay? Here's your bottom, here's your top. Down, up, down. Okay? It's coming down at the moment. Not something I want to jump into. We got another question on YouTube. Samuel, I explore all avenues of trading and investing. That's how I know what I know, but I want to know what you know. If you're trading options, I know that isn't for the faint of heart. I've done them. Learn the Greeks and all about starting trading futures. Okay, I don't trade futures. Okay, I don't pay attention to the Greeks. I only pay attention to Greeks when someone asks me to take a look at them. But for the most part, I don't pay attention. Okay, Samuel, take a look at this. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. We can agree on that, right? 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Okay? When you're at a 30-day top, usually stocks come down because of profit taking. So they take their profits. They're down here. They get low enough, then they go up. They go up to a certain point where they stop and they come back down again. Well, where we are right now, the Greeks don't mean jack, dick, dong, diddly because the stock's going down. 3 down days in a row. Not someplace I want to jump in. I don't care what the Greeks tell me. Okay? What else do we got? Right now I'm trading USD JPY. Okay, got it. Yes, support and resistance. Yeah, I get that. But it's 3 days down. No. I won't jump back into Harley Davidson until it hits the bottom, turns around, goes back up. Look, bottom here, turn around, went back up. Bottom here, turn around, went back up. Well, guess what? It's coming back down again. It's going to hit a bottom, turn around, go back up again. Okay, adults have a tendency to make this more complicated than it needs to be. It's past 11:30. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I answered all the questions. All done. Get cultured. Sorry, can you explain how you lost money on Harley Davidson? How do you know what the bottom is. Pete, I can't believe you asked that question. You ready, Pete? Let's take a look. That's the bottom. That's the top. Now, I have a 5-year-old grandson who doesn't know shit about anything. But I can say, hey, little buddy, where's the high? And he'll go, oh, Papa G, it's right there. And then I'll say, hey, little buddy, where's the bottom? Or where's the low? And say, oh, Papa G, it's right there. It's actually plain as the day is long. It's plain right in front of your face. It's right there. That's the top. That's the bottom. How can you tell where the bottom is? Because it's at the bottom. That's what it means. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. That's the time frame I'm looking at. Now, if I change the time frame, it's going to change. Never heard anything so stupid. Neither have I. Yeah, I've never heard anything so stupid. So the time frame I'm looking at, there's the top, there's the bottom. Now, if I change the time frame, okay, now that's the bottom and that's the top. It all depends on the time frame you're looking at. Top, bottom. It went down, it went up, now it's coming back down again. Adults have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Lisa, have a good night. You too. Are you self-taught? Yes, I am, Samuel. Thank you. Samuel, you're just pointing out support and resistance again. No, Samuel, I'm not pointing out support and resistance. Support is when you hit it more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. Support is something that's there consistently. Okay? Resistance is something there consistently. Okay? Bottom is when the people are done saying, you know what? I think it's worth more than this. Let's buy some. That's only a bottom. It's not support. Okay? Support is when you have it there more than one. There's a couple of good ones. Ooh. Riley. R-I-L-Y. This, my brother, is support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it hit that area. That is support. Okay? But when you zoom in, okay, that's no longer support. That is the bottom. It's the same number. It was there 15 minutes ago, or a few minutes ago. Okay? Okay? Here, that is support. But when you isolate it down further, it's only the bottom. Okay, you need more than 1 point of data to call it support. It's just the bottom, brother. That's all it is. I see what you're saying. Thank you, brother. Time for me to go. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow. What's going on here? Okay, let's end this one. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Did you do a call on Kroger or a put? Shell, I didn't do anything with Kroger because we just found it tonight. Okay, just found it tonight. Tomorrow, I just might be buying Kroger, depending on what it opens up at tomorrow. Okay, Shell, but tune in tomorrow and I'll let you know if I got it or not. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case.